Coming back to the stage, let's welcome Abbey Dick, who's going to tell us more about professional development.
Okay, so it's really fun for all of us tonight to see teachers who are super fired up about education and to see students who are super excited about what they are learning. But unfortunately for a lot of teachers, for professional development, which is teacher learning, it looks something like this. So this picture is an exaggeration, but not necessarily by much. So professional development is when a teacher goes to a conference or when a teacher goes to a workshop or when you have a professional development day at your school where a consultant comes in to work with you. So all teachers refer to this time as PD. And I'm going to talk about some of the challenges of PD. So a recent study by the TNTP called the Mirage showed that only about 3 teachers in 10 feel that they are getting a lot out of the PD that they are receiving. So that means 30% of teachers feel inspired and feel like they're ready to improve their practice, whereas 7 out of 10, not necessarily so much. But what if I told you that excellent PD is available to teachers practically every Saturday somewhere in the world, and all you need to attend is a name tag, some Sharpies, and some tape. It's called EdCamp. Has anybody here ever been to an EdCamp? Fantastic. Okay, we have a few EdCampers here, so they should show their enthusiasm about the concept. Yeah, that's good. So EdCamp is really taking over professional development in a lot of places, especially in the United States, because it's such an engaging new way for teachers to enjoy professional development. So a lot of you, since you're not EdCampers, are asking yourselves, what is EdCamp? So EdCamp is an unconference. It's different from a traditional conference because it starts with a blank grid like this. There are times down the side and session locations at the top. So when you show up at an EdCamp, you don't know what you're going to be learning that day. The grid is blank. And I'm a very type A person, so the whole concept of going to an event where I don't know exactly what's going on was very scary. But I've been to dozens of EdCamps and they always work out. So what happens next is everybody who attends the EdCamp is free to take Post-it notes and fill in the things that they would like to learn about. So you write down what you're interested in, you put it on a Post-it, and you throw it up on the grid. And then the grid is full, and the EdCamp starts. Everybody's allowed to attend any session they want, and they move into the session rooms. So the first EdCamp I ever went to was EdCamp Grafton in 2014. I knew very little about what to expect. I just knew that the grid was open. So being a type A person, I prepared hard for this EdCamp. I had a PowerPoint, I had handouts, I was super excited about my topic. I put it up on the grid, I went to the room, and I put on a show. And everyone looked at me like I was totally awkward. It was really embarrassing. And I was so awkward because I didn't understand the ethos of EdCamp in that moment, which is that it is conversations, not presentations. It's not like a regular conference, it's quite different. So these are the rules that I learned. All are welcome. At an EdCamp, you will see teachers, students, administrators, community members. It's totally free. Sponsors provide the food and the prizes for EdCamp, so nobody has to pay anything. It's vendor free, which means you're not going to be in a session where someone's selling you something. The board is open to anyone who shows up. So if you attend the EdCamp, you can put anything up on the board. And lastly, and most importantly for a lot of teachers, there's an element of choice. It's called vote with your feet. So if you're in a session that is not working for you, either it's not your subject area or it's just not what you thought it would be, you're totally free to get up and move to a different session, which is not like traditional PD. And that is how EdCamp Malden was born. So I came back from EdCamp Grafton, I found my principal and I said, I went to the coolest, most amazing, super fun teacher event this weekend. He said, how much does it cost? I said, nothing. He said, we're doing this. So we put it on the calendar and we're gonna have our 3rd event this year. It's October 15th. Everybody write it down. It's totally free. Everybody in this room is invited. And so it's our 3rd EdCamp and we're very excited about it. An important part of our EdCamp is that students are involved. So students help set the day up, they attend sessions. At first, they're really freaked out that teachers are at school on a Saturday, number one, and that they're having a lot of fun on a Saturday at school. But they really enjoy coming to the EdCamp. EdCamps have really exploded. It started about 6 years ago. Now there's over 300 events a year easily. This is a logo from EdCamp Boston, which is one of the oldest EdCamps in the country. They just had their 6th annual event. They have 350 tickets, which sell out within hours. So if you get to go to EdCamp Boston, you're very lucky because it's hard to get into. So David Weinberger from Harvard said that the smartest person in the room is the room itself. Whoever shows up, our collective minds coming together to solve problems and to talk through our professional development, it's a great feeling. So if you are interested in attending an EdCamp, if you've never been to one, and I swear, it's super fun, you should go to edcamp.org, which is the EdCamp Foundation website, and it has a list of EdCamps all over the country. But if you want to throw an EdCamp yourself, either just for your district or for the area, they have a program called EdCamp in a Box. So if you contact them, they will send you a box with all the supplies you need to have an EdCamp. But tonight, we have made 3 homemade EdCamp in a Box. So if you would like to get one of those boxes to take this type of professional development home to your district, please see me after the event and I will hook you up with one of those boxes. Thank you.
October 15th, let's be at EdCamp Malden. Put it in your calendars now. Don't forget about it. But if you do forget, we're going to remind you on Twitter. Awesome.